Yesterday we've seen many red flags. In today's MLM Recruiting Part 3, I will address the new red flags and I will share also the truth behind the layers of the hype. Hey, good day folks, I'm Givogue, your friendly host here for Career FH. Yesterday we've seen you as a prospect in our storyline. You were exposed by the wrong approach by your niece, which brought up many questions. You've answered her and she's now following up with her script again and proceeded handling your objections. Well, that's what she thinks she's doing, but in reality there's a lot more that's going on. Let's have a look. So this video is the MLM Recruiting Part 3, more red flags, and the conclusion. So your niece has been blinded by the dollar sign and the promises of the opportunity that she doesn't even ask you about your website. Instead, she uses one of the cheesy old school objection handling methods that she just learned and flatters your ego by saying stuff like, wow, you're totally knowledgeable and you're sharp, you're smart, and I totally need an opinion from somebody like you. Can you make it Monday instead, or perhaps Tuesday night? Here are the flaws and the danger of burning bridges and what's killing your social status. First, she brushes off your response by not acknowledging and jumps straight into flattering your ego. It's usually done by compliment or praising of your other successes, which makes you ask, did she even read my offer to help? I mean, it sounds like she just jumped on part 2 on her objection handling script, and without even following up the natural flow of the conversation, she just jumped into the conclusion and said, hey, here's another objection. I'll just handle it with this line. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So she didn't even listen to the logical scenario, which clearly demonstrated that she has a lack of understanding in the business, customer service, and sales. Yet, after offering to help by essentially saying, you need more education to grow your business, basically, she disregarded your offer to help without even acknowledging it, which leads to the question, is she just going off a script and not even listening to my suggestions? You know that she's tenacious because she's trying to regain control of the conversation by re-inviting you, by offering you the alternative times, by offering 2 choices. Even after telling her you're super busy, which is a polite way to say no thanks, I don't want to, I'm busy with other stuff. But this time she's asking you if you can come to tonight's presentation or tomorrow night's presentation, which leads to the question, if she can change her schedule just like that, so fast, and all of a sudden become available tonight for me, is she not busy? Is she not in demand? If she's not in demand, why is that? Is that bad that people don't even want to spend the time to hear about it? She still hasn't told me anything about it. It still looks sketchy to me. Therefore, based on my previous experiences in the industry and knowing what's going on, I still don't have the time, and if I did, it's still not worth it. I've got better things to do. So you call her out again, politely saying, I agree that network marketing is one of the best wealth vehicles out there, and thank you for thinking of me. I know you're prospecting, but I'm not a qualified prospect for you right now. That being said, it's got to be done right. That if you use those approaches and techniques and persist too much, you risk to burn the bridges of your relationships, of your friends and family, and give a bad reputation to the whole network marketing industry. When you're MLM recruiting, it's one thing to ask the right qualifying questions once, but never insist. Right away, asking for personal favor puts you in a position of desperation, which is bad business-wise. Let me ask you, do you see a doctor run to all of his friends and family, begging them to become his clients? Do you see the restaurant owner running to all of his friends and family and depending on them? They offer their business solutions to them, but they don't insist or depend on their business. The method you're using right now is like fighting an uphill battle. You should be using qualifying questions to see if there's even a need to gain financial independence, lose weight, save money, or whatever is the solution that you're offering. It's got to come from the right posture and the right attitude. You should be addressing the red flags questions in your potential prospect's mind in your first message before they even think about them. Mixing business and relationships is kind of delicate, and if you do it the wrong way, it can really hurt your relationships in the long run. Again, if you want more network marketing training, I highly recommend you take a closer look at my tutorial videos. It's a hard reality check, but I'd rather give you a heads up before you run in blindly and go through all the same mistakes I've gone through over 10 years ago. Not everybody will understand where you're coming from and what you're trying to achieve, but I do. So, my dear niece, good luck. She finally gets the message, stops the annoying pressure, and backs away thanking you. She still doesn't ask you for your website, so you know that she'll just keep hounding other people using the same approach. In conclusion, in theory and for illustration purposes, many network marketing companies demonstrate the compensation plan saying if you just recruit 2, which recruits 2, which recruits 2, at the 7th level you get X number amount of reps in your organization. This works well on paper. In reality, life is not fair and not everybody will join your opportunity. In fact, in practice, it's a lot more difficult than that. You'll see that you'll have to personally recruit at least 100 people in order to get 5 superstars that will actually do what you're doing, which is to recruit another 100 over their lifetime. So basically, if you look at it, it's 1 in every 20 personal recruits that will actually follow what you're doing. So if you think recruiting 2 is too difficult, then you're either doing it all wrong or you're in the wrong business and this model is not meant for you. People come and go. You'll have people come in through hype, but when they realize the amount of actual work they've got to put into, they'll quit. This is called the attrition. Your goal is to have more people come in than leaves. You've got to balance your energy and efforts by recruiting and training. Motivating your team is good, but it shouldn't be your priority. If someone is not motivated to work, don't waste your time on them. Focus on recruiting, and more recruiting. People will follow leaders who lead by example, who gives and provides value. If you offer no value and expect to be successful doing pressure sales, you're not going to go far. In fact, if you're a super recruiter, but using methods that are not duplicatable, your team will not grow and you will not taste the true leverage of residual passive income. MLM is sort of like a mini franchise. You've got to work hard, smart, and be consistent at it. It's a professional business and you've got to treat it as such. One of the biggest reasons I believe it's so good is that it offers a way for people with limited budget to have their own business for themselves, but not by themselves, with unlimited income potential. Not everybody will join your MLM business, and that's okay. If other people have their own MLM business, they are also trying to grow. Respect their choice and don't fall into the "my MLM is better than yours" childish name bashing. This looks super unprofessional for the entire MLM industry. Not everyone's the right fit for your opportunity, but the beauty is we live in the world of abundance and there's always somebody else looking for your solution. You just got to put yourself in a position where they can find you. From the recruiting process to the close of the sale, it's a series of steps that has to be followed to a T. Think of it as a phone number. There are 10 digits in the phone number, and if you miss one, you got the wrong number. The same applies in this business. If you miss out on one step, whether asking the right qualifying questions, coming in with the wrong attitude, you'll get the wrong response you're looking for. When you work as a network marketer, essentially you're a sales rep, and you can't deny that. You've got to sell people on watching your presentation or coming to your meetings. You got to know how to close the sales. And some people need more network marketing training than others, and that's totally normal. As a former real estate realtor and a life insurance sales professional, I can tell you from experience that every skill can be learned and you can achieve excellence through training, practice, repetition, and course correction. But you've got to work with what works best for you as a person as well. There are many different approaches and you got to find the one that works best for you. The reason I'm sharing this is because it's based on a true story. I've altered a little bit of information to keep the privacy, but essentially I go through all of that all the time. I get approached constantly and now I simply call them out on it to save my time and teach them a better way. I was asked for years to put something together and I was reluctant about it, but I finally gave in, hence why I created this website, careerfh.com. I was reluctant at first because I was still and am busy focusing and working on my professional stunt career. But anyways, that's just a gist of my story. But seriously though, if you want more training or tips, you can always check out my Prospecting for MLM Leads page. There's a lot more information there. What about you? Did you learn a thing or two in this series? If so, what exactly? Share your thoughts and comments down below, and thanks for watching this episode of Career FH. Start your career from home today. If you want more tips and tricks on starting your own career from home, then come visit our blog at www.careerfh.com. There you'll find more in-depth videos and information to get you started and off the ground. If you got value out of this video, show us your appreciation by clicking on the like button, share it with your friends and family, and to get more videos like these, make sure you subscribe. Like always, have an awesome day, and cheers everybody!